So door locks and keys date back to ancient Egypt, when giant keys up to a foot long were used to secure storehouses and temples from unwanted guests. Now, nearly 5,000 years later, the keys are small enough to fit in their pockets, yet some people still choose to not lock their doors.
The Department of Education performed a study from 2010 to 2012 and found that there were nearly 34,000 burglaries of college residence halls in the US. This is on average nearly 11,000 a year, or even one every 45 minutes.
A man is accused of breaking into a dorm room.
Dorms have been broken into and a student almost physically assaulted.
MSU police say someone stole from one of the dorm rooms in that hall.
They were accused of breaking into a dorm room and
And all those reported burglaries, almost none of them were actually somebody breaking in. Most of them were just because the student just didn't lock their door and the intruder simply walked in.
According to court documents, both students living inside of the dorm said that they rarely lock their doors. And when I was speaking with students around campus, they say that's pretty common.
So why do these students not lock their doors? Because it's not convenient. Nobody wants to carry around a key with them. You can lose it and you're stuck outside your dorm. Not to mention, if you leave it sitting around, it can get copied or even stolen.
We 3D printed a counterfeit key!
In fact, the TSA kinda did this to themselves a little bit. They posted a picture on Instagram that featured the master keys that they use for unlocking luggage. And thanks to the wonderful high resolution of the photo, anyone can now go onto Thingiverse and download a 3D printable file of said keys. In addition to this, there is a plethora of online tools for lockpicking, including using a pen to open a tubular lock, a modified cordless drill with a tool on the end to open regular locks, and even traditional lockpicking kits which retail for less than $30 on Amazon. We did buy one of these lockpicking kits, and it is scary easy to open a lot of regular locks.
Well then, in that case, just switch to RFID locks. Take your RFID tag with you and keep it in a phone case and take it with you everywhere. Or just eliminate the key altogether and go with the keypad. Just type in the code and you're good to go, right? Right?
Wrong. Sure, these are good deterrents, but none of them are completely safe. You can literally clone an RFID badge with an Arduino shield or even some new compatible smartphones in less than a quarter of a second. And don't even get me started on standard keypad locks. Not only can you just tell the code to somebody, but anyone can walk up after you've typed the code in and extract the code from the keypad quite easily. This guy here used a cheap little thermal camera on the bottom of his phone to read somebody's PIN number on a credit card machine at a Walmart after they walked away from the keypad. This isn't anything new and crazy. It's actually even been in some movies before.
What do you mean? Watch. I turn it on. No, the last button you push should be the warmest.
This is the problem we chose to focus on for our freshman design project here at HBU during the spring 2019 semester. How can we create a secure door lock that will only allow authenticated users to enter?
We started off by interviewing 30 randomly chosen students. Out of those 30 students that we interviewed, only 7 of them actually had their keys with them. The remaining 23 had their phones with them, but not their keys.
Huh. So, everyone has their phone, but no one has their keys. Why don't we just make their phone the key?
We introduced to you the LiveBolt, as opposed to the deadbolt it's a pun. A revolutionary device that allows your phone to unlock your door without any wireless communication between the two. Oh, and it's hack-proof, too. So how exactly does this device work? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Our current prototype uses the Arduino Mega as the brains of the system. Using an external Wi-Fi adapter, we connect to the HBU guest Wi-Fi and quickly sync with a network time server, giving us the number of seconds that have passed since January 1st, 1970, the official start of Epic Time. We then calculate the date in a more readable format and, using the Arduino, feed it through a hashing method using a secret key.
This generates a 6-digit code that changes every roughly 29 seconds and almost never generates the same code twice. We then use the Google Authenticator app on iOS and Android to generate the exact same number by inputting the secret key one time during setup. The secret key cannot be viewed again after setup, and the only output shown on the phone is the generated 6-digit code.
Since both devices generate the keys separately from each other, there is no wireless communication that can be sniffed or spoofed by attackers.
The user enters the code from their phone into the keypad outside the door, and if the code was correct, a 12-volt solenoid in the door will compress, allowing the door to be pushed open. Side note, you might be wondering what makes this keypad any different from a standard keypad lock. Well, our lock uses a unique code each time it's used, so even if someone was able to figure out the password using a thermal camera or even by word of mouth, the code would have been expired by then and would be completely useless.
The lock is currently running off a 12-volt DC power adapter, which is used to directly power the solenoid and is also stepped down to 5 volts using the Arduino's built-in voltage regulator for the other components to use.
Now let's say that you want to build one for yourself. Well, our engineering log is linked in the description below in case you wanted more details about the journey to this final prototype, as well as parts lists. We've also put all of our code onto GitHub, also linked below, in hopes that aspiring young makers can use this as a starting point for more advanced concepts.
We hope that our project made sense to you all. We'd love to hear any criticisms, constructive or not.
Those of us here at Team Fish would like to say, thanks for watching.
Perfect.
You didn't smile.
I did smile.
You look depression.
This is my smiling face.
So no one has their key, but everyone has their phone. Why not make their key the phone? Wait, that was backwards.